Hello, you've made it to the final video, the least important video, but maybe most exciting. We're going to look at ways to accessorize these suitcase drums. We're going to look at how to make your suitcase more robust without adding too much footprint. And yeah, those are just things that I've considered in building mine, what I might do in the future, all that exciting stuff. Please comment what you've done with yours, any ideas you might have, links to hardware you'd recommend for buying. But yeah, here we go. Let's get into it. So, once again, if you watch my tom leg and attachment video, definitely should. I recommended doing this style of attachment. Not this style, kick drum leg, or not this style, which I think is very useful and I like, but it's not good for the suitcase drum kit. The KIT. You want this stuff. You want to be able to mount stuff off of your leg. Something like a $7 cowbell that I bought at my local drum shop, and I recommend you do too. They probably have used stuff like this that you can buy very inexpensively. Or to this drum hat riser, which I am not sure who makes it, but it was very inexpensive as well. And I use this thing to mount a one nice big old crash cymbal up there. On my drum kit, I can fit a 17-inch cymbal in there. And I think one cymbal is probably all you need to get yourself a good amount of sound. So I use that. I'm actually going to buy a new one from the local drum shop that has a bell and a nice crash cymbal in all 17 inches. So you get a nice ride, a nice crash. You can definitely be pretty dynamic with your drumming with just a little $15 piece of hardware right there. You're adding no more stands, and that will easily fit inside of the drum kit. This is my suitcase drum kit model that I keep at home. As you can see, a 16-inch crash fits in there snugly, as well as this kick pedal will probably fit in there too if I were to be aggressive. One of the other pieces about having a nice snare drum in here, a nice size snare drum, is that everything seems to stack on it relatively easily. 14-inch snare will fit 14-inch hi-hats. I know you can find stuff that will correspond as well. So one of the big things that I've seen in the suitcase drumming world has been the absence of a nice snare drum. People have used piccolo snares, which I think are pretty great. People have used popcorn snares, which are much smaller in diameter. I think you're looking at like 12 inches and 12.5 inches, and just very tiny snares. I don't really like those. I think they sound pretty bad. And I think one of the most important things you can do for your audience and for your band members is to get a nice snare sound. If you have a chance, go check out a podcast by Wolfpack. It's a guy, Jack Stratton, who did a podcast for Good Hurts, talking all about the snare drum. I've listened to it a lot, and I definitely appreciate it. So I definitely think you should get yourself a nice snare drum. Maybe just take the one you have. If it is a very thick one and it won't fit in there, try to find something that's not going to compromise your sound. This one's just a 14-inch one. I have found I don't know anything about it. I haven't tuned it since the day I bought it, and I like the sound of it quite a bit. I'm very rough with it as well. But inside of here, the hi-hats, I have a terrible, whatever this is, a China or a Splash, I don't really know, but I use it maybe one time a show, and then I decide not to use it again, so might be in the market for a new one. I also have a Splash cymbal, which I love this thing. It has a nice, great little crash sound that will take any band out of the chorus and send them right back into the verse smoothly. And what is nice about the riser that I showed is that you can hook another cymbal straight vertically out of that, and you get everything you need out of those three sounds, or those three cymbal types. Hi-hats, I think, are very important as well. That's another trend I see in the suitcase drumming world. You dirty dogs, is that nobody wants to carry a hi-hat stand. But if you go on any drum forum or if you see any drumming video live, people sacrifice rides, crashes, splashes. They sacrifice all sorts of things, but nobody really sacrifices the hi-hats because of how dynamic they are and how used to it people are, how the audience kind of really understands the hi-hat sound. It keeps the tempo. You can get a lot done with hi-hats. I think it's worth the extra arm of holding one of those things to take it to the show. And it's one of those things that when people don't use them, it seems to really compromise the sound. They have an extra foot just hanging out there that's not working on the clutch, and they, I don't know, it changes the drumming. We want to make this a good drumming experience for you and for the audience, so get yourself some hi-hats. Don't avoid it. It's worth it. Another cool little thing that I've added to this that you should add to before you forget is a business card holder. I normally have this thing stocked with business cards. Why? Because I forget them all the time. A little bit of glue, a little bit of finding a nice cheap card holder, and you're going to save yourself a lot of face palming when you don't have one. Some other small things that I've added to this guy over here, which I may or may not do elsewhere. I firmly attached a nice doorbell in case you want to get somebody's attention, and then a block, which sounds pretty good. Pretty good when you hook up or you hit it with a drumstick. It is what it is, you know. All those tiny little things, I think you can really add on to this and make a great, great eclectic sound. You keep yourself busy, not too bored as a drummer and as a listener. And then the other thing would be tom drums. I haven't really cut down any tom drums. I've been looking. I think bongos might be the way to go. I'm not really too interested in fitting any more in the suitcase. This is saving me a couple of trips already. And I don't know, I've gotten through a lot of shows with just a shaker and cowbells and other cymbals and blocks like that. I don't know, I haven't really needed a tom drum. A lot of people use them. More power to you if you want to cut one down and see if you can fit it in there. But it's just not for me. Ooh, my laundry's done. So I think that's it for me. I am going to post these videos up for sure on Facebook, maybe on YouTube. If you can, just give me a comment. Let me know you got this far. Tell me what you thought of it. If there's anything you're interested in. I sell these things. So if you're looking to buy one, I will have prices. I also just sell the suitcases. If you're just trying to buy a nice suitcase that you can feel confident in, knowing that you're going to have a good kick drum sound out of it, that's cool too. So thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. Take care. Keep drumming.